If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please remember to hit that like button and of course subscribe for more content. And if you need any coins for Ultimate Team to get a head start on the game, head to the link in the description. Use the code TVM for a discount at checkout. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to a brand new video and my first player review of FIFA 21. Now, why Marcus Rashford? Well, he was the best player of a few thousand FIFA points. I've not managed to open them all yet. It was a massive ordeal to get the FIFA points on the account in the first place. But here we are. We've got a fairly decent team, actually, but we'll get into that in just a second. I say fairly decent team. Fairly decent team considering the game's been out for a few hours. But Marcus Rashford, 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot, high attacking work rate, medium defensive. I've got to get back into that mentality of this is a brand new game. And these stats are actually very, very good. Because obviously if we take it from the... I can't remember what those cards were called now. The cards at the end of FIFA 20... whatever they were called, I can't remember for the life of me. If we look at those stats compared to these, obviously this card is trash, but we need to get out of that mindset. Cards that are 80 rated, 78 rated can actually be very, very good in this game. So an 85 rated card is fantastic. And Rashford is absolutely no exception to that at all. With that high attacking work rate and 93 sprint speed, 83 acceleration as well, 90 shot power. Not the best finishing at 83. It could definitely be higher, but then he's not a striker. He's a left mid, so we'll let him off. 82 positioning in there as well. Some good stamina at 87, which means you'll be able to keep him in your team for a long time to come. His price is actually quite high right now. Of course, it is day one of early access. Of course, the game doesn't officially come out for like another week or so, but considering that this is day one of early access, he is around 120 odd thousand coins on console, and he's around 150 on PC. The dribbling attributes are quite good. 87 dribbling, 85 ball control is quite nice. Agility is good. Reactions are good. It's a good card. And you've got your pick of chem styles. We can talk about it more toward the back end, but just to make you aware, chem style wise this year, it's all the same except for two chem styles. Sniper and finisher are now the other way around. So if you're looking to buy a sniper, because you remember it doing whatever it did in FIFA 20, you now need to buy the finisher instead. They are backwards. They've changed them. So just bear that in mind. That's the team we've got him in. A bit of a desirable front three at this stage of the game. The back line, believe it or not, Eric Bailly and Lindelof both sell for nearly 10,000 coins each, or thereabouts anyway. Rodrigo's quite expensive. Of course, Rashford, we know, we've already talked about it. And Gareth Bale, not as expensive as Rashford, but still has a decent price tag, should we say. Now, in terms of gameplay, if you watch the career mode episode that I put out earlier, you'll know that I'm not fantastic at this game. It is so much different. If you're looking at it and you're thinking it doesn't look any different to the FIFA 20, it just is. It is so much different. It's a massive learning curve, that's for sure. What I want to do a little bit more this year as well, I don't know whether you guys are going to be interested or not, you have to let me know in the comments, but I'm going to try and show you a little bit, not too much, and I'll do it after we've talked about the card in Rivals, a little bit of Squad Battles gameplay. So at the very end of this video for, I don't know, 30 seconds or so, there will be some Squad Battles gameplay. I just feel like Squad Battles is a little bit more of a challenge this year, and a lot of people tend to play it, whereas it doesn't really get not the attention it deserves, but it just doesn't get that much attention on YouTube in general. So I thought, well, maybe just throw it at the end of a review, and if you're interested, you know, you'll hear my thoughts on it. But that is the R1 dribbling right there. Goalkeeper doesn't even move. Why? Because he's been completely wrong-footed by Rashford bringing the ball back. And that is something that it's kind of like was it L1 of last year? LBL1 of last year, where you could sort of shuffle with it almost. It's very similar to that, but it works a whole lot better this year than it did last year, and it's a completely different revamped system. But he's very quick. There are players in this game who don't have an awful lot of pace. You know, they sort of got this 75, 80 rated pace players, but they do still somehow manage to keep up with some fast players. Rashford feels very, very quick, and that is definitely something that is going to be obviously driving that price. His dribbling is very good as well. His first touch can be a little bit problematic, but in general, his dribbling is pretty good. In terms of defending, I'm not very good at it, as you can see. Got a little bit lucky there. Ball played forward to Rodrigo, into Neves, and away we go. We have the pace here. Kind of ran into a little bit of trouble. Gave the ball to Rodrigo, holding it up, give it back to him, found half a yard, managed to heel into that, and that is probably the best goal I've scored with Rashford during the review. Gareth Bale, by the way, review coming for him very soon, but he is a lot more usable in this FIFA than he was in the last one, I can assure you. Here he is again, Rashford, manages to somehow get past the defender, then gets hacked down, and I was about to put the ball, or drill the ball across the goal. I don't know how effective that is this year, but there we are. And he's found himself onside here again, in on goal, and just about puts it in the back of the net. And that kind of brings me to, I would say, the most frustrating thing about the card. And one of the only frustrating things, because there aren't really that many things wrong with him. One of the more frustrating things is his inconsistent finishing. Volleys I've put there because I've hit a few volleys in squad battles in particular, and they just ballooned over the bar. We've got first touch, we've already mentioned it. It's not great. It's not terrible. His ball control and his dribbling, once he has it under control, is actually not bad at all. But his initial first touch can be problematic. His inconsistent finishing is one of those really irritating things, though, about this card. Because if he had maybe, I don't know, 87, 88 in-game finishing, we'd be talking about one of the best cards you can get early doors. I mean, I haven't played with many cards yet. You know, you've seen the squad that I'm using, so I can't really compare it much to anything. But it is a little bit inconsistent, and I would like it if he was to rein that in a little bit. But all in all, I think he's a very good card. At this stage of the game, yes, he's expensive, but that's kind of what you can expect. You know, you've got to be expectant to pay that amount of money for that type of card at this stage of the game, because we are at day one. You can see the chem styles to be used there. I decided to get rid of the foot champs aspect of it. In the top right, you can see that we have competitive. And what I mean by that is, of course, you can use him in the likes of squad battles. You can use him in the likes of rivals and foot champs when it comes out. The other option is a fun player. And what I mean by a fun player is someone you can maybe take into rivals and have a bit of fun with, knock it about a bit with, but you can't really look to take him into foot champs with. And that's the kind of way I'm going to play it this year with regards to player reviews. In terms of squad battles, as you can see on screen, there is a little bit of co-op squad battles going on. Thought I'd just try this out. This is actually on Legendary. It's not against the best team in the world, but it is on Legendary. It's much easier to carve open defenses when you have two people running at the AI defense, because you can obviously run with one and your mate will run through the middle and do a run that obviously the AI would find it harder to do, or maybe you wouldn't be able to instigate the direction or change direction if there's a problem. So we were carving them open, but all in all, in squad battles, he is an absolute dream. But in rivals, good card. I do like him, I will admit. Good card. If you have enjoyed the first review of FIFA 21, do me a favour and hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel for me, of course, and until the next time, goodbye.
Join the Betting Rebellion and find out what your football knowledge is really worth.